girl? The makeup is makeuping. Oh, who is she? Hey, guys, is that a joke? Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to this new makeup video. This is literally a kind of makeup tutorial. Not really actually, because I am trying new product that I never tried before, especially this Danessa Myricks. I was waiting for this for like, it's been months that I was ready to try this. Guys, I was literally sleeping because these are amazing. I'm going to try my new foundation shades, these products, this blush, everything to have these makeup looks. And I'm not gonna make a longer intro. So yeah, if you want to know how I achieve this amazing makeup looks, watch the whole video. Let's go. Guys, I've seen these products for months now, everywhere, and I couldn't wait 2026 to try it. So I was like, you know what, let me try this now. So these are the Danessa Myricks products. I ordered the blurring balm radiant version because I have combination skin, oily in the T-zone and dry on the cheeks. But because of winter, my skin is very dry. Guys, I was so gassed to try, like, look at me. So I was saying that I have a dry skin, but I still wanted to try the product. I did my usual skincare routine before applying the blurring balm. So the blurring balm is literally like a primer kind of, and I am blending it right into my skin. So you can literally use the blurring balm without the serum. So just like I told you, this is my first time trying this. So the radiant version has like a kind of glowy finish, so it's matte, a bit not dry, but it's like, you see my reaction? It's really pleasant to apply and it gives that blurry effect, like your skin has a filter on. So here I make sure that everything is well blended before to apply the serum. As you guys can see, my skin is like well prepped, not very matte and even a bit glowy. Now I'm going to use the water powder serum. To be honest, I didn't really know how to use it, but I make sure to use it as I saw it on TikTok. So the application of the blurring balm was already good, but when I mixed it with the serum, I was really like in shock because the texture of my skin was amazing and ready to apply foundation on it. Look at the skin prep. Yes girl, clock it. Now let's go right into the blonde brows. So what I do first is that I apply hair wax on my brows. As you guys can see, I have thick brows, so I have to set it twice every time just to keep the hairs really flat before going in with the blonde brows base. So here I also use lash glue. Then I'm going to let it dry because I really want it to be transparent, not white. I'm using a spoolie to brush the brows upwards to make sure the product is well into my brows. And I finish this step pressing the hairs into place using my fingers. So to have the blonde brows effect, I use Louise paint base. This is the shade Black Canvas, and what I like the most about this paint base is that it's really thick, and because of that you can easily have the bleach brows effect without bleaching your natural brows. As you can see, I apply it with a fluffy brush and I make sure that every hair is covered by the paint base. I clean up a little where I went outside the lines. Then I'm going to use my Kat Von D. This is a contour, I think, or like face powder palette, never mind. And I'm going to use a powder texture to set the paint base and also the color of the brows that I wanted to have. So I didn't want to have like a bleach effect. I wanted like a light brow color. Then I'm going to conceal my brows. So I started with a very light color, so I didn't use my usual concealer because of the fact that the color of the brows are fair. I always make sure to use a bright concealer to conceal my brows and clean them. And for the beginning on the top of my brows, I use a shade that's close to my foundation color. See, the color of the brows are not like too blonde, too light. I wanted a kind of light brown, a kind of nude color. I didn't want like the blonde effect, like the blonde effect, and it blends so well. It looks so good on me. I can't wait to show you the rest of the makeup tutorial. Look how the foundation blends so well with the products that I use for my skin prep. Crazy. Well, we are done with the brows. Now I'm going to show you how I do a bit of color correction. I use this palette from Zikel and I use an orange shades to hide my dark spots and also my hyperpigmentation zone. But this step is not really necessary. If you don't have that much hyperpigmentation and dark spot, don't use an orange concealer. This is my opinion. Then I'm going to use my foundation, my favorite one of this year. These are the Maybelline Superstay Lumi Matte Foundation. And I have to mix two different shades because one is my winter shade and the other one is my summer shade. And I mix them to have the perfect shade, not too dark, not too light, like the perfect shade. I recommend you this foundation. Guys, this foundation is so good. And it's like the perfect dupe of the Lancome foundation, I would say, and it applies so good with the base. Now for my contour zone, I'm going to mix these two colors from my Curfcase palette made by Mitchell. You know the vibes already. Personally, I don't really go with a harsh nose contouring. I don't know if it's just me, but yeah, so I only applied like in the beginning of my brows and on top of my nose. Then I want my cheek. I always do like kind of fish face. I don't know if you guys say fish face, but whatever. I apply it to my chin and also my jawline. As you guys can see, I always work with brushes. I don't use beauty blender. I only use brushes. And on my forehead, because I have a lace frontal, I always make sure to not apply texture on my wig. Guys, be ready because I'm going to use a lot of blushes in this video. So basically I wanted to go for like an orange blush because I really wanted something orange, a bit peach and everything. But y'all need to know that I'm a blush alcoholic. I love blush so much. Then I remembered that I had this blush that I ordered to try. It's from e.l.f. Cosmetics and I forgot the shades, but I'm going to put it in the description box. Guys, look at this. I was so like amazed. I was happy. Blush makes me happy. Then I started to blend it with my brush. So I just mixed the orange and pink blush together. Then I'm going to use 3 different shades of concealers. These are from Avore Cosmetics. And the quality of this, guys, don't sleep on Nigerian makeup products, I beg. So when I want like a very clean, bright under eye, flawless skin, I always use 3 different shades of concealers, and let me tell you what is for what. So the first one that I'm using right now, so the first shade is to highlight my highlight zones, and the first concealer to use is always 1, 2, 3 maximum shades lighter than your foundation. Here you see how I did my concealer's placements. I always make sure to apply my first concealer very well because the next shades that I use are for my under eye unless I need to highlight other areas. Again, I always use brushes to blend my concealers and every one of my makeup products. Now I'm going to use the second shade of concealer. I applied that one on my under eye, on top of my mouth, and also a very bit on my nose, just to have a bit more brightness. Then I go with the lightest shade that I apply just on my under eye zone. And of course, I already told you I'm going to add a bit of my liquid blush. I'm really in love with this blush, by the way. Usually I love to use very creamy blush. This one is a bit liquid, but it blends so well. Guys, I need to try other shade, like definitely like pink, more pink, red, orange, never mind, I need to try other shades. Then I'm going to blend it with the lighter shade to have a kind of not pinky on the eye, but just to mix it together. So for this makeup look, I wanted to go for a yellow blush, kind of yellow blush, but I didn't really like it at the end. But I was like, you know what, I filmed it, so let me show you the everything. Look at this girl, come on. So to set my creamy products, I'm going to use the Huda's Beauty baking powders, setting powder, the best one, my loved one. Anyway, I'm going to use the banana bread shade for my under eye because I use different shades, lighter shade on my under eye. And if you want to do a bright under eye, small advice, use a different shade for your under eye and another shade for the rest of your face. If not, you're not going to have this bright under eye effect that you're looking for. And for the rest of my face, I use the shade Blondie from Huda Beauty. So lately I received these blushes from this amazing French brand. Yeah, this is French. My French people are not playing with blush. I received 8 different shades. Guys, I'll tell you that I was not ready. Look at this. Well, I was so in shock. So I used 2 shades for my bronzer, my powder bronzer, and 2 other shades for my blush. Look at the results. I need to blend it, okay? To have a flawless and smooth under eye, I'm going to use my one size powder, setting powder, but I use it as a baking in this video for this makeup. I don't know if I use it wrong, but every time I use this powder, it's very dry for my under eye. But I need to set it with the Huda first and then one size. I don't know if it's just me. I'm going to use the shade Mocha Lisa to start my eye makeup look. This is so pigmented. Look at this. I didn't even make a lot of effort to do it because I only use this to start my eye base. I mean, the eye makeup look that I wanted to do. And this is from the brand 11 Muse. Everything is in the description box. Guys, this pencil from Sephora is also another product that I really like this year. Very pigmented, very thick, so you can use it. So you see, I'll use it as a base for my eyeshadow look. I didn't use an eyeliner, so I used this pencil, this black pencil. This is the shade 01, so it's very creamy. When I apply it, I always blend it with a brush because it's very creamy, so you can work with it very easily. Then I'm going to use a light nude color to do my transition color. So I blend it with the shade Mocha Lisa that I used before to have something very smooth. Then I'm going to use my black base from Louise. If you guys don't know Louise, you need to jump in the train. We're in 2020, almost 2026. Anyway, this black base and every Louise makeup products are very useful for every people who are creative with makeup. So I'm blending the black base with a fluffy brush, and this black base is going to help me with my loose pigment. These are also from a Nigerian makeup brand, Evita Joseph. Amazing, love it. Just look at, yeah, this is what I'm talking. This is what I'm talking about. Some people use bright concealer, but I always use a black base when I use loose pigments to very make the color pop. You need to be careful when you use loose pigment because it goes everywhere. Look at my hair. But the mix with the brown and the black and the everything, I love it. I even did a kind of brown smoky liner, and I add a bit of black, and once again I cleaned up the bottom of my brows with the lighter shade of concealer to have something very shaped, very clean, very nice. And you know, sometimes, not even sometimes, every time, makeup is every time about details. So when you see this, maybe for you it's over, but I added this black pencil to my lash line to have a very defined look. Guys, look how creamy this pencil is. Go get it right now. Finally, I used the shade Honey Rosé for my blush. I tried the yellow one, but I didn't really like it, just like I told you before, so I'm going to take it off at the end. For the lashes, I didn't want something too fluffy because I have small eyes, and when I do sophisticated makeup and even in general, I always use foxy eye lashes. I feel like everything is new in this video. This is my first time trying this kind of lashes, so usually I really go for fluffy lashes, but I realized that I always have to cut them to have the perfect foxy eye lashes effect. I think that these are the perfect length, so I don't have to cut my lashes anymore. These are my second time trying these amazing and heavy on amazing lip pencils from AMS Beauty, which is also a French brand, black owned, and I think that these are one of the best lip pencils that we have on the beauty market. You guys need to try this. This is the shade Nucialata. I think finally I used that one because I really wanted like a neutral tone for my lip combo for this makeup look, and I did a whole video on the different shades of this lip pencil that I've tried. Then for the center of my lips, I'm going to use this shade. This is like kind of mocha nude color, and I mix it with the lip pencil that I put just before. Now let's take off the powder before to apply the setting spray and mix every product together. Guys, this drugstore setting spray is one of the best setting spray that I have on my makeup kit. Like, literally, it blends everything together so well. Just look at how everything is smooth now. Love it. For my lip gloss, I'm going to use the shades, I don't know what shade is this, but this is from e.l.f, Nigerian makeup brand. Also for my brown lip gloss, Nigerian makeup brand, this one is from Zikel. I mix these two together. And I also use this Primark lip gloss that I show you on TikTok. Amazing. Look at this lip combo. Perfect. Love it. Then finishing touches, I always add a bit of highlights to highlight certain spot of my face. For example, my nose.
But make sure to blend it very well to not ruin your makeup. Do not and never forget to add mascara on your bottom lashes. This makes so much difference. Look how, oh, I love it. I told you guys, I take up the yellow blush. This one is very cute, by the way. If you know, you know, this one size fixing spray is everything. Voila.
This is the end of this makeup tutorial. I hope you guys like it. Look how gorgeous this. I can't even speak. You can't see the blush. You can't see the blonde brows. You can I'm speechless. Let me know what you guys think about this entire makeup look. If I did well, if you like it, if you don't like it, that's fine. Even the hair, I did my hair by myself. For this first time, this Danessa Myricks is absolutely amazing. I recommend you. I mean, this is my first time trying this, but I feel like I have a wool filter on my face. Like everything is so blurred, like everything is smooth. Anyway guys, like, comment and subscribe. Follow me on every one of my platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. I put everything in the description box. Even the products are in the description box. And see you guys on my next video. Bye.